It's game one of round one of the 2025 NBA playoffs with Nuggets versus Clippers in the Mile High City. The Nuggets looking to get a good start on the series with home court advantage. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So the Nuggets and the Clippers in round one today in the Mile High City. The starting lineup was Jokić, AG, Jamal Murray, CB, and Michael Porter Jr. Going into this game, pregame, you should say, the media very heavy for the Clippers. Very much, praising the LA market as they normally do. They don't really rally behind any small markets. They're very biased in that instance, especially ESPN, FS1 with First Things First, you name it. The only ones that care about Denver is Denver. And so it was already shown that we were the underdogs going in this. Even though we were the fourth seed over the fifth seed Clippers, we had the series tiebreaker against them, and yet they still were looking at the 15 wins that the Clippers were doing at the end of the season rather than the three good playoff wins that we got in the end of our season. So, it is what it is, but we got into this, and the Nuggets were wearing their fast break blue jerseys, the Clippers in their red jerseys, and the Nuggets still freaking won. Let's go, Nuggets. Oh my God. It was a very, very intense game. In typical fashion, the Nuggets won in the clutch. They love that clutch. And the game got into OT, 112 to 110 in overtime. Amazing win. Obviously there's a lot to dive into, a lot that needs to be worked on for the Nuggets for game two, because the Clippers are going to be coming back with a major punch, but still a great start to the series. This is what you need to do, especially to keep home court advantage. So let's dive into this game, right? The Clippers controlled the tip, and Zubac got a floater for the first points of the game. MPJ then responded with a three, followed by Jokić, but that would be actually the last points that MPJ would make the entire rest of the game. Literally, he only made 3 points, and it was that one first three. It actually gave us hope that maybe he was going to have an amazing game. Nope, he was a no-show the rest of the game. Zubac had the Clippers' first 6 points, and then Zubac to give Clippers a 4-point lead, forces Adelman to take the first timeout of the game. Then the Clippers lead balloons to 12, but then the Nuggets go on a 10-0 run to get into within a 2-point distance, get the lead to 2 points before Clippers raise it back to 8 after a buzzer beater by Harden to close the quarter. Clippers then win the first 35 to 27. So then we go into the second quarter. Nuggets, as they usually do, start the second with the non-Jokić minutes, going with a lineup of Pickett, Brodie, P-Watt, MPJ, and AG. But then they start the quarter off with a turnover from AG traveling. The entire season, they haven't been calling travels until now. They decide now we're going to be calling travels, even though it really wasn't. It was Leonard basically drawing a misplay by Gordon that made it look like he traveled, but and that's actually one big part of this entire game, was that the refs were very biased towards the Clippers in this game. Luckily, the Nuggets were able to surpass that, but we'll get into more of the nit and gritty of that. But just keep that in mind, that the refs were very biased against the Nuggets. Leonard then gets a driving layup and the foul for the first points of the quarter. Clippers then showing clearly they are more ready for this game than the Nuggets were, as the lead then begins to swell once again. Jokić needed to be checked in a little earlier than normal, or he usually tries to get in at 6:30, right? This time he was brought in at the 7:30 mark, but still didn't really have the usual effect that he has when he does check in. Then Leonard gets a layup in transition to get the Clippers first to 50, and then the lead balloons to 15. From that, Nuggets managed to chip it down after that by being more aggressive, and from Jokić to Brodie getting the lead down to 4. And all we heard from Nuggets this entire time leading up to this game was, we need to be aggressive. We need to be aggressive. That first quarter, they were not aggressive. And so I don't know what's going on with the Nuggets when they make us feel comfortable, and then the day happens and they're completely opposite of what they've been trying to psych us all up for. So definitely need to be better there. But like I said, they were able to go on a little run, which they needed to do. And then the Nuggets actually won the second, 22-18. Clippers still on top, though, in going into the half, 53-49. Third quarter, Nuggets start the quarter off with Murray going to the line and making 2 of 2 for the first points of the quarter. Then the Nuggets defense gives Dunn an open 3 to get the Clippers lead to 5 again. Murray gets a floater plus the foul to knock the lead to 3. Jokić pleads with the Nuggets bench to challenge an out of bounds call, which was called on him, but then they would challenge the call. It would be successful. It was actually out on Harden, and that's the thing with Harden, man. He is so freaking annoying. He is able to convince the refs of everything. He could take the ball, run literally without dribbling it, and they would say, oh, he got fouled. I don't understand how he has such a good whistle. Ridiculous. But Jokić then gets a steal because they weren't able to convert any points off of that successful challenge. However, on the other end, Jokić got a steal and then a layup to cut the lead back to 3. Nuggets would win the third quarter as well, 23-22, and then we would go into the fourth quarter. Nuggets, again with the non-Jokić minutes, opt for a lineup of AG, Murray, P-Watt, Brodie, and MPJ. AG gets a steal, but Brodie can't convert. Neither team is able to make a bucket until AG is fouled driving to the rim, misses the bucket, but goes to the line, makes 2, and it's a 1-point game. Leonard goes to the line on a missed call. They didn't want to challenge it because they wanted to keep their additional challenge for when it was really needed, and they would actually do that correctly. So Leonard would go to the line, get the lead back up to 3. Jokić comes back in early at the fourth at the 9:30 mark. Murray then sinks a 3 to tie the game. Batum responds with a 3 to go back up by 3. But then Jokić gets hit in the face, and the refs don't call it. They don't even acknowledge it. And so Jokić gets super upset. He gets very heated, and he forces basically the refs to tee him up. I think it was Harden would shoot the free throw there, get it, and Clippers get the lead back up to 6 before the Nuggets then chip it back down, and Murray ties it again with a 3. Batum responds with a 3, but then AG sinks a 3, so both teams trading threes at this point. Clippers call a timeout. Brodie gets a layup to give the Nuggets the first lead since the first quarter. Jokić goes to the line, misses both free throws. We don't normally see Jokić missing free throws. He missed both in the clutch. It was very intense. The Nugget, I think I had about like 3 heart attacks by this point. 32 seconds left on the clock of the game. Clippers challenge an out of bounds call, which is unsuccessful. Brodie hits a clutch 3 to get the Nuggets up by 2. Real fast Harden gets a floater to tie the game, and the Nuggets aren't able to get a shot off as the game goes into OT. Nuggets still win the fourth, 26-23, and the game is tied at 98. Overtime, Nuggets control the tip. AG muscles through the defense for a dunk in the first points of the overtime quarter, and then also gets Nuggets first to 100. Harden gets an easy layup once again to keep the game tied. Like, I don't understand how the Nuggets defense has literally no answer for his floater layup. He is just able to play them like a fiddle. It's super freaking annoying. Brodie then goes to the line, makes two for two, but makes one of two. Gives Nuggets a 1 point lead. Jamal with a floater gives Nuggets a 3 point lead. Yoke gets another steal, and CB with a save to get the Nuggets the possession, but again, they aren't able to convert. It was a very missed opportunity, and Harden sinks a deep three to make it a 1 point game once again. AG gets fouled, makes two to give the Nuggets a 3 point lead again. With 11 seconds to go, Brodie in the clutch, like if you were ever questioning if he was going to show up in this game and you saw him miss a layup and you're like, oh, great, he's going to be Brodie and we're not going to be able to win this because of him. But man, did he show up. Brodie disrupted the inbounds and turns the ball over to the Nuggets. Jokić is fouled and goes to the line to make two to give the Nuggets a 5 point lead. Powell then, with like very few seconds left, is able to hit a three, but it's not enough. The Nuggets still win OT 14-12, and they win the game once again in overtime. 112 to 110. Let's go Nuggets. Oh my God. I'm so happy that we won that first game. So stats. Let's just get right into stats here. So with the stats, Michael Porter Jr. played 26 minutes tonight, and he had, once again, 3 points, but he did have 4 rebounds. He was 1 of 4 from field, 1 of 2 from 3. And then he had 1 turnover, 1 personal foul. He was a -8. Then we go to Aaron Gordon, who played 45 minutes tonight. Still not the Nugget with the most amount of minutes, but that's quite a bit. And he, if you don't know, I think he took a gruesome elbow to the face in the Rockets-Nuggets game. So he has a black eye and a puffy lip, because he got super mauled by the Rockets in that last game of the season. So Aaron Gordon, 45 minutes, he would make 25 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He was 8 for 14 from field, 1 for 3 from 3, 8 for 10 from free throws, and then he had 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. He was a 0. We go to Nikola Jokić, who, surprisingly enough, was not the Nugget with the most amount of minutes. He played 46 minutes, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 12 assists, so 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. They actually took away 2 of his rebounds. NBA took 2 of his rebounds away. He should have 11 rebounds. He should have a triple-double, but they took that away. Freaking shit. He had 3 steals, 1 block. He was 12 for 24 from field, 1 for 4 from 3, 4 for 6 from free throws. He had 2 turnovers, 4 personal fouls. He was a +10. Then we go to Christian Braun, 45 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He had he was 5 for 10 from free throw or from field. He was 1 of 4 from 3, but that one was very clutch and was very big for the Nuggets. And then he didn't go to the free throw line. He had 0 turnovers and he had 4 personal fouls. He was a +5. Now we go to Jamal Murray, who, as you probably guessed, played the most amount of minutes of any Nugget tonight. He played 47 minutes and 55 seconds, nearly 48 minutes. He played nearly an entire game. He made 21 points, 9 rebounds, short of a double-double, 7 assists, 1 steal. He was 7 for 20 from field, 3 for 7 from 3, 4 for 5 from field or from free throws. He had 3 turnovers, 1 personal foul. He was a +12. And then, the bench is what the bench is, and we're just going to focus more on Brodie because that is the big story here. Russell Westbrook played 34 minutes tonight, which is a very dangerous element to put him in. As we've talked about before, as soon as he crosses that 30-minute mark, it's very dangerous. You are flirting with messing up Brodie, Westbrook versus Westbrook. And tonight he was Westbrook. We gambled and we got we played the house and we won. So he played 34 minutes, had 15 points off the bench, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 5 for 17 from field, 2 for 6 from 3, 3 for 4 from free throws. He had 1 turnover, only 1 turnover. We are talking about Westbrook, who has the worst turnovers over the last maybe month or two. And here he had only 1. 3 personal fouls. He was a +7. Awesome night for Brodie. Very happy that he showed up. So overall, team stats here. We have 45 rebounds to their 44. We out-rebounded them by 1. Because as you would probably guess, Zubac had a double-double. Harden also had a double-double. So Zubac had 21 and 13. Harden had 32 and 11 assists. So we had 24 assists. They had 25. So they out-assisted us by 1. We had 11 steals. They had 7. We had 1 block. They had 6. Derek Jones Jr. had the most blocks tonight. We shot 43% from field. They shot 50% from field. We shot 33% from 3. They shot 36%. We shot 77% from free throws. They shot 75%. We had 11 turnovers. They had 20. We should have actually ended this. This should never have gone to OT, which is typically the issue with these games. But we should have been making points off of those turnovers. We did not. So they lucked out there. But again, 11 turnovers for us, 20 for them, 18 personal fouls for the Nuggets, 25 for the Clippers. Pretty much shows you why it was so close. Everything shows you how close it was here. Harden was the leading point scorer of the game with 32. Jokić closely behind with 29 again. And then their others had a good amount of play time or of points. Leonard had 22 points. Zubac again had 21. And then for us, luckily we had Aaron Gordon with 25 and Murray with 21. The big issue was Porter not showing up. And luckily we got by without him showing up. And hopefully he does show up in game 2 there, because that is one element that we absolutely need to be on point here. So big takeaways for this game. So Nuggets love the clutch. That is my big takeaway here, is that the Nuggets love the clutch. It is typical fashion for Nuggets to go down for most of the game, but then battle back for the win. The question is, can they sustain them? Can they sustain these games by only focusing on the clutch? It helped them with the win in round 1 of last postseason against the Lakers, but it didn't help them in round 2 against the Timberwolves. So it will be an interesting time to see if they can sustain momentum and actually, stay winning even despite clutch moments. Hopefully next game they don't even have to bring it into the clutch. Maybe we can win in regulation and we can go up 2-0. We will see, because obviously going into LA in the new Clippers arena there, it's going to be very difficult. They have that wall that is very disastrous for free throw shooters of the opposing team, and it is a very intense scenario to play in. But so is Mile High, so we should be winning these games in Denver. The other thing is that Harden knows how to get under the skin of the Nuggets. He gets under my skin. He gets under the skin of all the other fans. He gets under the skin of actually the players themselves. He just is really good at the mental manipulation there. Jokić doesn't really do that. He is a silent chess player, and he will play letting you chirp and talk and everything while he already is devising a plan in his head. Whereas Harden is very vocal and also he's vocal both verbally and with his body, and he is able to really get under players' skins, and that's exactly what he did here. He's able to play them and get the floaters and the threes and the fouls whenever he wants. If you're a Nuggets fan, you are incredibly frustrated to face James Harden, but it was great to see Brodie show up in the clutch when that was the big question going into this game for the Nuggets, if he was going to show up, and he showed up in the best ways. Thank you, Brodie. Russ, we trust. And so the next game is going to be on Monday, still in Denver, before they head out to LA for game 3 and 4. This is very big. The Nuggets have to win game 2 if they are going to maintain home court advantage and the momentum into winning this series. So again, if you're new to basketball or anything, it is a best of 7, which means that you have to win 4 games. And hopefully the Nuggets can do that with a sweep, if not with a gentleman's sweep, but if not, hopefully we can just win in at least 6 or 7. And that 7th game is there. We earned that 7th game to be at home. So hopefully they can pull that off. But we will see. This was a lot of mixed emotions here, because the Nuggets did not play as well as we wanted them to play, and it's very frustrating when they consistently do this. They did this when in the game with the Grizzlies that I went to, they were down. I think pretty much the same thing. They were down by 15. They got down by 15 in this one, and then they battled it back. They need to stop digging themselves into holes and then getting themselves out. Maybe just continue to build upwards rather than letting yourself get don't find the quicksand to build something on. Find actually hard ground to build something on. Like that. This is just not fun for Nuggets Nation to be constantly cheering the team out of holes. But obviously we're going to do it because we love the Nuggets. But this was definitely, like, props to the Clippers. They definitely brought their A game. 100% they brought their A game. But and also, once again, the refs like missing foul calls on both AG and Jokić was just stupid. It was completely stupid. And then there was also missed calls on Brodie too. Like, he should have been going to the line more. Like, we should have been in the bonus for most of the game, but we weren't. And whereas then you go to the Clippers, and James Harden is just able to get whatever he wants from the refs. Stupid. But also, I really wish that James Harden would shave that freaking beard. It is so gross looking. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I hope you do, because, man, that beard looks disgusting. He needs to shave it. It's so, like, straggly and looks like he never washes it. It looks like there's a couple of animals that live in it. Like, dude, Harden, you gotta at least trim it. Trim and kemp that beard. Stop growing it out and letting it run wild. It is like, that's probably one of the tactics that he uses to distract people. Like, no one wants to get near that beard. That is a gross looking beard. I would never want to even get near him with a 10-foot pole. Like, that is just ridiculous. There should be a rule of making sure that NBA players' beards are well kempt. Like, come on now, what are we doing here? But that's pretty much all I got for this episode. So again, the next game is going to be on Monday, and it will be on TNT, which I'm so thankful for. This game was on ESPN, which, you know how I feel about ESPN games. They are super annoying because, for the most part, it is pretty much impossible to watch unless you have a TV provider, which I cannot stand, or you pay a ton of money on YouTube TV or Hulu Plus. and it is something that is not sustainable for the majority of us. So next game will be on TNT. And so that's when I'll be back on after the game to give my takes and the rundowns of the game. But let's hope that the Nuggets get another win. Great start to this round 1 and this series. And let's go Nuggets. We're going to do this. We believe. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it with your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll catch you later.